Good day, everybody. Let's talk about graphs and charts. There's many different ways, of course, to present information. Most of us see information from either a written report, magazines, newspapers, books, or oral, verbal. We see a presentation. YouTube's very popular today. It's a great way to convey information to you. So, either through the written format or verbal format, we receive information that we hope is what's called actionable. We can do something with it. We can use that information to take some action, hopefully positive, that influences others to do something that we would like them to do. Or at least informs them in a way that maybe changes their opinion. Maybe they think more like us. There's other ways to present some information in just as reliable and in just as informative manner. Graphs and charts. And so why would we use a graph and chart as opposed to using maybe a written report or just a discussion? Well, first could be complex information. When you see something in writing, it may be tough to understand. And that's why if you look at just about any newspaper, even magazine, there's quite a few pictures in there. They also put graphs within the articles. That's meant to highlight key points of an article that the author wants you to remember. So if there's some argument that they want to make, if there's some point of view that they want to get across, they'll do it with a chart or a graph. It highlights, it pulls out the information from the article and makes sure that somebody reads that particular aspect. The word I would use is illuminates. It illuminates the key point that you want to make in that article. Second is that it's easier to guide your audience through information by using a graph. You're able to plot components on a graph so that the author can follow your logic. And some of the more interesting graphs or charts will show a 1 here, a 2 here, a 3 here, and a 4 here, and they'll show arrows how 1 relates to 2 and 2 relates to 3. That leads us to another point about graphs and charts, so that it's easy to see relationship between variables or research that you've done. You're able to highlight on each aspect those points that are common, and then you can even draw some arrows or some lines that link one piece of research with another. It's a great way to tie everything together to make what we would call as a reasoned decision. And lastly, anything that is done verbally, graphically, has more influence because you're able to present information in a more colorful, vibrant way. For the most part, when you read something, it's in black and white. There's white paper with black letters. It doesn't necessarily jump off the page. But if you were to go to a movie or to watch 60 Minutes or even the news, it's presented in a way to get the audience to think in a particular way. It's intended to get the audience to believe what they're saying, and so they use emphatic techniques. They emphasize certain aspects so that when you walk away there you have this indelible reminder of what you've seen. Photographers do that. Photographers want to take the most interesting picture. And we heard that saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Just by seeing something, that graphical representation really can change the perspective of just about anybody that you come across. So for those reasons, graphs and charts are great to use. We should never neglect trying to present something in a way that uses colors, symbols, because those influence people in a way that words have a hard time doing. Hope that's a great discussion on the importance of presenting information in not just the graphical format, but a more interesting and vibrant way, so that not only do you present the same information as you would in a written format, you do it in a much more emphatic, influential way that garners and marshals your audience to think like you think. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the day.